Once the president interviews the candidate and makes a formal nomination announcement, the Senate leadership traditionally turns the nomination over to hearings by the Senate Judiciary Committee. Depending on the contentiousness of the choice, that can stretch over many days. Since the Nixon administration, these hearings have averaged 60 days. The nominee is interviewed about their law record, if applicable, and where they stand on key issues to discern how they might vote. And especially in more recent history, he tries to unearth any dark secrets or past indiscretions. The Judiciary Committee votes to send the nomination to the full Senate with a positive or negative recommendation, often reflective of political leanings, or no recommendation at all. Most rejections have happened when the Senate majority has been a different political party than the president. When the Senate does approve, it's by a simple majority vote, with ties broken by the vice president. With the Senate's consent, the president issues a written appointment, allowing the nominee to complete the final steps to take the constitutional and judicial oaths. In doing so, they solemnly swear to administer justice without respect to persons, and do equal right to the poor and the rich, and faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon a U.S. Supreme Court justice. This job is for life, barring resignation, retirement, or removal from the court by impeachment. And of the 112 justices who have held the position, not one has yet been removed from office as a result of an impeachment. One of their roles is to protect the fundamental rights of all Americans, even as different parties take power. With the tremendous impact of this responsibility, it's no wonder that a U.S. Supreme Court justice is expected to be, in the words of Irving R. Kaufman, a paragon of virtue and intellectual talent, and an illustrious wizard. Of course, not every member of the court turns out to be an exemplar of justice. Each must ponder legislative decisions and opinions to be debated and dissected by the ultimate judges of time and history.
Or you're cramming for an exam the night before, but can't bear to keep your eyes open to read one more textbook chapter. Or you're reviewing a dense legal document that would change your life forever. Or you're proofreading your thesis one last time before you submit it to make sure there aren't any errors. No matter what you have to read, we have almost 7 characters to help us retain information and put our best foot forward. A system powered by artificial intelligence and deep learning, and designed consciously for students and working professionals who want to get more done. Speechify does the reading for you, so you can spend less energy reading and more energy comprehending. Choose your listening speed. Start at 230 words per minute and build to 500 words per minute, which is 2.5 times faster than most people read. Choose from a range of incredible voices that use human inflection, so you can stay engaged without getting tired. If you have enough time to finish, take your reading on the go with a simple click. Best of all, Speechify is free. Click on the button to download now.
President Trump really dislikes these judges.
The Ninth Circuit is a disaster. Nobody can believe these decisions we're getting from the Ninth Circuit. It's a disgrace. The Ninth Circuit, everybody knows it. It's totally out of control.
When Trump took office, most of the Ninth Circuit's judges had been appointed by Democratic presidents. and they overruled some of Trump's most provocative executive orders. The travel ban, emergency funding for a border wall, they all stopped here.
Very hard to win at the Ninth Circuit, if not impossible.
But that's changing.
We're slowly putting new judges in the Ninth Circuit.
Trump has already added 7 new judges to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. And by the end of his first term, there's a good chance that the Ninth Circuit could look very different. We usually think of the 3 branches of government as the president, Congress, and the Supreme Court. But it's down here in the lower federal courts where President Trump is building his longest-lasting legacy.
You know, when I got in, we had over 100 federal judges that weren't appointed. It was like a big, beautiful present to all of us.
Federal courts hear lawsuits involving the Constitution or laws made by Congress. Say a city pays a female employee less than her male counterpart. That violates the Equal Pay Act, a federal law. So that case would start here, where all federal lawsuits start, in a district court. There's at least one in every state. For example, California is home to 61 judges who serve on the state's 4 district courts. If the case is appealed, it moves up to the aptly named Court of Appeals. It's made up of 13 circuit courts, and they each hear cases from different parts of the country. So a case that started in California will move up to the Ninth Circuit Court because they hear cases from the western part of the U.S. If it's appealed again, it'll go to the Supreme Court. But they only hear less than 100 cases a year. The circuit courts, they hear 50,000. For most federal cases, these judges give the final precedent-setting ruling. They're kind of a big deal. And every single judge here is nominated by the president and serves for life. Now here's a chart showing how many circuit court judges a president confirmed by what time in their presidency. There's Ronald Reagan's, and this is George H.W. Bush's, Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush. All pretty consistent, right? Now here's Barack Obama's. Look how it totally flatlines in his last 2 years. That's because all federal judges are nominated by the president, but then have to be confirmed by a vote in the Senate. And after the 2014 election, Republicans gained control in the Senate, and Mitch McConnell stopped holding votes on nearly all of Obama's court picks, from the Supreme Court all the way down to the district courts. So when Trump took office, not only did he have a ton of vacant seats to fill, he had a Republican-controlled Senate to help fill them, quickly. In fact, Trump has appointed more circuit court judges in the first half of his first term than any other modern president. But his judges are different. This is where all the judges nominated by each president fall on a scale between liberal and conservative, determined by their past political donations. And here's the median score for those judges. You can see that appointees on both sides have moved further to the left and right of their party's medians. But Trump's median pick is more conservative than Obama's was liberal, and more conservative than his Republican predecessors. And if you look at the ideological distribution of judges appointed by previous presidents, you can see tails at either end. Both Republican and Democratic presidents appointed some judges that leaned the other way, but Trump, not really. Traditionally, presidents need to work with the Senate. If a judgeship opens up in, say, Texas, the nominee would need the approval of the Texas senators. No approval, no vote. It makes presidents compromise with the opposite party and prevents them from stacking the courts with super partisan judges. That's why these past presidents had to have a spectrum of judges. But when Trump nominated 2 men for seats on the Ninth Circuit, the court that keeps overturning Trump's executive orders, the 2 Democratic senators from California opposed both of them, calling them far outside the judicial mainstream.